Hello there everyone, and welcome to this week's Weapons of Mordhau, the Mace. A mace is a blunt weapon similar to a club that has a massive head used to deliver concussive force to an enemy. The mace was typically a one-handed weapon between 50 and 80 centimeters, and weighed on average about 1.3 kilograms, but some were as heavy as 3 kilograms. The mace is in essence an evolution of a basic club, incorporating metals in the design for added mass and strengthening of the weapon. Maces were heavily employed by humans throughout history, and there are countless examples, including stone maces, used in antiquity. This would imply that, like the spear, the mace is one of the earliest manufactured weapons that humans began to use. The evolution of the medieval war mace stems from the advent of plate and chainmail armor. These armors are superb for defending against slashing attacks with bladed weapons. If you are to fight somebody in armor, the best option is to nix attempting to penetrate the armor and focus on transferring momentum through it. The mace is the answer to this problem. This is because the mace is designed with most of the mass at the top. Thus, it is able to apply much more force during a strike than a sword or similar bladed weapon, where the mass is evenly distributed across the blade. Early European war maces were like their ancient counterparts, and were simply a heavy spherical or pear-shaped metal mass atop a club. These variants were great at transferring energy to the combatant you are up against, but lack any penetration ability. Near the 12th century in Europe, the flange mace began to be used. This is because it offered great concussive force, and the flanges on the mace could also dent and sometimes penetrate armor, greatly increasing the wounding capability of the weapon. The mace was widespread across Europe, and like the bardiche, it was extremely common in Eastern Europe. The maces in Mordhau are great representations of their real-life counterparts. The Morningstar head was not typical on hand maces, but it's fantastic that the developers indicate that by naming it correctly. Spiked heads like that were typically a feature of Morningstars, whereas a flanged mace were more common amongst hand maces for military use. The cosmetic options for the mace are fantastic too, and the Warden skin is straight up epic. The mace is a fairly decent weapon in Mordhau, but it requires a much different playstyle than similar small weapons that you can use with a shield. It's slow but powerful, and can two-shot any armor type in the head. The mace is fantastic for long drags, and use with a shield. The only real downside to the mace is that it's a little slower and has short range, but it gets the job done if you stay in close range. In terms of general utility, the mace is great for fighting armored and unarmored players alike. It doesn't have an alternate mode, but it can be thrown, and that can be very useful at times. The mace also can be used with a shield, adding even more to the utility of this weapon. Thus, the mace will receive 4 out of 5 in terms of general utility. The mace also shines in dueling despite its short size. If wielded properly, the mace is utterly devastating, and even a new player can use it to great effect early on. In dueling, the mace will receive a 4 out of 5. The mace's worst attribute is in team play on front lines, but is by no means a bad weapon. Its short range is its only real hindrance, so if you stay with your group, you will be fine. The shield also alleviates this pain, allowing you easier parries. The best thing about the mace is that it's not overly expensive, so depending on how you build your character, it makes for a great secondary option on front lines, if anything. Thus, it will receive a 3.5 out of 5 in terms of team play. The final category is Epic Slav Sexiness. Does this chubby little club have what it takes? Well, yes it does. That awesome Warden skin fills me with utter delight, and now I'm on a journey for that epic skin. So this, combined with the fact that all the other cosmetic options in the game for the mace are fairly awesome, it will receive a 5 out of 5 in terms of Slav Sexiness. In total, the mace would get 16.5 out of 20 total points, because honestly, it's a very good all-around weapon. Well, that's it for this episode, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked this video, please subscribe, like, and comment for more content just like this. Go ahead and comment down below for what weapon you'd like to see in next week's episode, and thank you all so much again for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode.